Welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranch, and today I'm going to give you the Capper Comparison Picks for UFC Vegas 33, the main card fights. Unfortunately, the card's been fights dropped off and things are moved around, so I did the co-main event last night, but here's the rest of the card that I didn't do. Here's even that new fight that they just added to the card yesterday. I did manage to find enough cappers to give me picks on it. So let me turn this down a little bit. Alright. So anyway, be sure to go check out all the other videos for the rest of the fights on this card. Yeah, I give this card a D. I don't know, it's a very disappointing card, especially with 3 fights coming off. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, here's the added on fight. Actually, Niklas Stolze was supposed to go against Munir Laziz, but there was like problems with his visa or something, so he couldn't get into the country. So now he's taking on short notice replacement in Jared Gooden. Okay, Niklas Stolze, the green mask. He comes in with a record of 12-4. Now the odds, this is weird. Right now, these are the odds according to Bet Online. Right now, you get Stolze at -200 favorite. Jared Gooden, 17-6, plus 170 underdog. Now, from what I heard from other cappers that I watched, it came out Gooden was like the 2-1 favorite. I would, less than a week short notice, but I don't know if they were mistaken or maybe that just happened and the bookies just slipped up when they put the odds out. I don't really know, but I'm going by what BetOnline says right now. But a couple cappers, not just one either, it's two different cappers that I watched said that Gooden came out as the favorite when the odds first came out, which is weird because he's the short notice fight and Stolze had a full camp getting ready from Munir Laziz, and Gooden's coming off back-to-back losses. All right, let's get into this welterweight fight. That's 170 pounds for those who don't know. Okay, Niklas Stolze, the green mask. He's coming off a loss against Ramazan Emeev. That was his UFC debut. He lost by unanimous decision. He is the first East German fighter signed in the UFC. He fights out of Magdeburg, Germany, and on Tapology, he's got three different training facilities, all just one fighter, no coach staff, just him, Niklas Stolze. And coincidentally, they're all in the same, out of Magdeburg. I think 2 of these places are in the same building, actually, if you look at the address of them. Okay, his primary is called La Anda Fight Club. Then his BJJ place is called 39er Kampfkunstschule, and his strength and conditioning place is called CrossFit Defer. Now, if you pull up his bio, he does have a coach listed. The guy's name is Sasha Popendieck, and Popendieck, I Google searched him, and I guess he does have he was a pro boxer, but he's only had 2 fights, and they were back in 2006, just 2 fights, and I don't know. It's just a lot of question marks around Green Mask, Niklas. I know he's anti-neo-Nazi, big time. He mentioned it in his wiki that he's like I don't know, but he's against the neo-Nazi movement. That's cool, I guess. You know who else is probably against that movement? Jared Gooden. Jared Gooden Night Train comes in with a record of 17-6. Like I said, right now on tap on Bet Online, he is the underdog, plus 170. He's coming off back-to-back losses. He had a loss against Abu Bakar Nurmagomedov by unanimous decision, and before that, he lost to Alan Jouban in Jouban's last fight, retirement fight, and that was also unanimous decision. He's got a 2-inch reach advantage, but a 1-inch height disadvantage, so that ain't nothing, really. He fights out of X3 Sports. That's in Atlanta, Georgia. And like I said, Jared Gooden's coming on short notice, but, oh, and the X3 Sports, that's what Tapology says. However, I heard from a capper, he's actually Fusion XL with a couple other guys on this card. Man, I'd have to look them up, but I know there's other fighters on this card from Fusion XL out of Florida. I want to. Don't make me go look it up. I can't go look it up right now. I don't have time. But yeah, from what I heard, Jared Gooden is fighting out of Fusion XL. I heard that from Fight Night Picks, I think, which I'm not even putting on this show. But anyway, let's keep going. We'll start with the favorite here in Niklas Stolze, the guy that did have a full camp, that was originally supposed to fight Munir Lazaz. 12-4, Niklas Stolze is. We've got Newsome from MMA Play 365. He is I want to say he's out of the UK. He's taken Niklas Stolze. Then jump over here, taking Gooden. We've got UFC Celebrities and Classics, my friend Vlad. Because he's always, as soon as that fight was added, he made a video, prediction video. He's good, he's on point with it. That's what's kind of difficult, because the guys that made their videos early didn't have this fight listed, so I couldn't use their picks. I want to use the same cappers, so I had to specifically target who covered this video, and I knew Vlad, he's all over it. He's on top of his game. Then we've got MMA Prediction Guru. That's the one everybody likes to hate because he got exposed of entering his own contests and winning them and making a bunch of fake accounts to beef up his subscriptions. But he's got like 15,000 subscribers. And what they found, maybe Rush found like 48 that were fake or something. But I mean, whatever. It is what it is. Prediction Guru, I still value his knowledge for the sports. Then we've got Chris Cross, Community MMA. He's another one that's on point when it comes to added on fights. He's all over it. He doesn't have a big viewing, big following, but he's consistent with the material. Always puts it out there, and I like Chris Cross from the Community MMA. He's saying Gooden by decision. He's got a little outro rap song that, you know, he mentions drinking whiskey the proper kind because McGregor made history, and it's good. I like Chris Cross. Shout out to Chris Cross from Community MMA, the Community MMA. Then we got E-Money MMA picks. E-Money was a big crybaby about this card. You know, he's trying to, I'm going to boycott UFC. I had this ready for Wednesday, but I'm not putting it out till Thursday, which coincidentally, he managed to get this fight on there. And I don't think, I guess you could have made it yesterday and still had the fight, and he's the one that said Gooden was a minus 200 coming in. So I don't know if he got the wrong info or if that was true or what, but he's one of those guys that said that. Anyway, he's taking Niklas Stolze. It's German, Stolze. So I don't know how to, but he's taking Stolze to win. Then we've got, what's going on? It's Bleed. Bleed did make his video earlier than this fight. However, I went through his comments and someone asked him about this and he said he's taking Gooden. So that's his pick. I'm gonna put it on here because I value Bleed's opinion and he's one of my favorite cappers. So I'm glad I got to get his pick on the Jared Gooden thing. If I asked him via Instagram, he would have answered me anyway, but I didn't have to. Somebody asked him in the comments of his show. Links will be in the description for all these guys. And finally, the tiebreaker. We've got Because Dave. Yeah, that's right. My boy, BC Dave, he's got his new channel. It's called MMA Dogs and Locks. He's still working out kinks, but I like it. He puts up the stats. He puts up in the description, he puts like a funny quote. Wait till you get to this quote. It's funny. But this one, he's got Gooden. And this one, he didn't do a video for, but because he's my bud and my friend, I asked him on Instagram, what's your pick? I want to use your, I want to use it. And he's taken Jared Gooden. So let's see, it's MMA Dogs and Locks. So I'm gonna write D and L. That'll be his D and L. I should just write BC Dave. But Dogs and Locks is taking Gooden. He said by TKO in the second round. Good for you, buddy. Good for you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate your insight. I hope you do make a video covering this, which he's been putting up. He's had a hella busy week. I've had a hella busy day. My job that pays me, not this, but my job that pays me, I put my work in today, boy. Oh yeah, I started out the morning taking a hard exam to get certified in a different state for what I do. Anyway, we don't have to get into any of that. I passed with an 84, not studying. 100 question test. It was a 3-hour exam. I did it in 30 minutes. I was the first one out. But anyway, in this fight, I'm taking the plus money, especially if he started out as the favorite. I know he's coming off a short camp, but Fusion Excel, and he's been working with, who was it? Is it Honey? I gotta look, man. Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry about this. I have all the stuff right here. I just gotta look at who it was that I mentioned is training out of Fusion Excel. I want to say, let's see, Gloria, Usan MMA Labs, Syndicate, Tiger, Muay Thai. All these gyms. Factory X, American Top Team, Masters, Fight Factory, Uzbekistan, Alpha Male, Fusion Excel, Philip Rowe. My boy Philip Rowe. Yes, Philip Rowe was mentioned to be training out of Fusion Excel with Jared Gooden. And now that I think back, I'm pretty sure it was the boys from Fight Night Picks when I watched their breakdowns. I think they're the ones that's mentioned Jared Gooden training with Philip Rowe conveniently because Philip Rowe's on the card. And so you got to think, even though he's a short notice, he's been training with Philip Rowe, so he's had some kind of a camp. He's been active with it. And short notice fighters, they're still fighters, professional fighters. That's what they do for a living. So you got to think they're putting their time in the gym, even if they don't have a fight scheduled. They're on the ready, So, but anyway, still check the scales at the weigh-ins and the face-offs, all that good stuff. But I'm going to take Gooden at plus 170. Absolutely. Plus money. And I'm going to take him to win by, I don't know. Because Dave is saying TKO round 2. Chris Cross is saying by decision. The other guys didn't specify. Niklas Stolze, who is, it's questionable about his training and stuff. He's coming off that unanimous decision loss. I'm going to take him by decision. Jared Gordon, his losses, back-to-back losses, were by decision also. So I think it's going to go the distance. I'm going to give it to Gooden by decision. Okay. Whew, it's starting to get warm in here. It's so muggy outside. It's rainy. All right, so next we've got the female strawweight fight between Gloria de Paula and Cheyanne Bays. Married to PJ Bays, but they spell it Bays because PJ Bays is a South African. Let's see. Gloria de Paula is the underdog here. This line moved a little bit. She's 5-3 plus 145. That was a plus 160 when I first written it down from Tapology. They put the odds in, but now on BetOnline plus 145. So you got to think money's been coming in on de Paula. Cheyanne Bays was a minus 190. Now she's a minus 170 favorite. So like I said, that explains money's been coming in on de Paula. They're trying to make Bays a little bit more attractive to the bettors. That's how line movement works. Both these women are 26 years old, same age. Similar records, 5-3 for de Paula, 5-2 for the Warrior Princess, Cheyanne Bays. De Paula, Glorinha. Ha 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 ha. Okay, she's coming off a loss against Jinyu Frey by unanimous decision. And Glorinha has a 2-inch height and a 4.5-inch reach advantage. That may come into play here because from what I've gathered, Glorinha, even though she's fighting out of Shoot Box Diego Lima out of Brazil, she trains with Mara Bueno Silva. You got to think that's probably Shoot Box. You know, that's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu type school, but they're saying her strength is in her striking. What strength she has, her path to victory. Best path to victory is striking, because Cheyanne Bays, I suppose she's a well-rounded, like she's average at best at both striking and ground and wrestling, but I guess her wrestling is better than, but I don't know, because Cheyanne Bays, she's coming off at a miserable loss to Conejo Montserrat Ruiz, where Montserrat Ruiz just gave her a head and arm and controlled her the entire fight. It was very horrible. Thank goodness I was drinking that night, because that was not easy to watch that fight. You'd think, oh, two hot women, but it was just uncomfortable to watch. And then there was a whole, after the fight, there was like spitting or something. I guess Conejo spit on her or something, and Cheyanne Bays was like, "I'll follow you home, bitch," or whatever. I don't really know. Anyway, Cheyanne Bays is fighting out of Fortis MMA. That's in Dallas, Texas, and she has in her potential training partners. There's a Bay Malecki who's taking on Josiane Nunez in August 21st on a UFC fight night, and also Macy Chiasson. But remember last week, she was supposed to fight Aspen Ladd, but that fell through because of, I don't even know why that fell through. I think somebody got injured, I think Chiasson got injured or withdrew for some reason. I don't know the specifics on that, but it doesn't matter. She's not fighting. Cheyanne Bays is fighting. Okay, like I said, she's coming off that unanimous decision loss to Montserrat Ruiz in a lackluster performance. However, she is the favorite, minus 170. Gloria de Paula, she's coming off that loss to Jinyu Frey, who was lower on the card, prelim fight. It should have swapped around. Jinyu Frey, that fight should be up here, where de Paula and Bays should have been down there. Jinyu Frey's taking on, who's it, the spider monkey there, Yoder. So anyway, whatever, it is what it is. Let's see what these cappers have to say about, oh, by the way, I wrote down her training partner, Myra Bueno Silva. She's fighting September 25th 5th against Manon Fiorot. That's that French fighter who's a straight up killer. I'm big high on Manon Fiorot. But anyway, that'll be a good female fight. This will be, I mean, it's coin flippy. They're pretty much even, so keep that in mind. Okay, taking the favorite in Cheyanne base, we've got MMA prediction guru exposed. Prediction guru, he's saying by decision for Cheyanne base, the favorite here. Then jumping over here, we've got E-Money, who is hating on this fight, hates it so much. Oh yeah, he was just got nothing good to say about neither one of these girls. And he was talking shit about Genuine Frey. I think he dislikes female fights. I don't, call me silly, I don't know. It's just that apparently he never has any positive feedback when he mentions female fights. Whatever. It is what it is. He's not alone on that. There's a lot of people that are not fans of female fightings, but whatever. It is what it is. Okay, also taking Gloria to Paula is what's going on? It's bleed. He's taking Gloria to Paula. We got Community MMA, Chris Cross. He's taken to Paula by decision. Well, that's a given. Decision is the way to go when betting female fights, unless superstar like Valentina or something's in there. For low level female fighters, you gotta go decision. The decision prop at minus 350. That's gonna go over 2.5 rounds. If you think it's not going to decision, you get paid out, bud. Plus 275. Okay. Over here, we've got Dave, BC Dave from Dogs and Locks, MMA Dogs and Locks. Of course, he's saying by decision for the favorites, Cheyanne Bays. Then we've got Vlad, UFC Celebrities and Classics. He didn't do it because he had to. He just picked anyway, and he's taking Gloria to Paula. He usually's like, got percent pick aside. This one he didn't. He was on Gloria to Paula to beat Cheyanne Bays. Then we've got Newsom from MMA Place 365. Also taking Gloria to Paula. He says Bays has the more aggression and strength, but DePaula is the more technical fighter, and he thinks it's going to come down to technique and cardio. So he's going to Paula. I'm going to throw in another pick that I didn't feature on the show because they didn't have a pick for this. But and I'm not going to write it down, but both Matt and Craig Allen from Fighting Night Picks are on Cheyanne Bays also. But I'm not going to write it because I'm not displaying them in this show. So there you have it. The underdog, Gloria to Paula, getting more support because this is, a lot of these female fights, you got to dog or pass. You got to take that plus money, and that's the way I'm going to go to. When got the majority of the cappers, and she's plus money. So I'm taking Gloria to Paula. The funny quote that BC Dave, in his description for his video, he says, Cheyanne Bays is going to take Gloria to the Glorinha hole. The glory hole, you get it? But it was hilarious. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I found it funny. But anyway, I'm going to take the glory hole, Glorinha, to Paula to edge out Cheyanne Bays. Of course, female fight, I'm going to take it by decision. So, there you have it. Finally, we're on to the main event. Now, let's see. We've got Uriah Hall, primetime Uriah Hall, He's coming in off win against Chris Weidman, but you saw that he checked the leg kick, and Weidman snapped his leg with that. Just it was bad to watch, but it was kind of fluky too. All he did is lift his leg and check the kick, and Weidman kicked him so hard that it broke his own shin, or that bone, whatever that bone is. Anyway, that happened the first round, and Uriah Hall won, got the victory. Before that, he beat an old Anderson Silva. Also, that was a TKO in round 4, so that was a 5-round fight. And that was a 2020 Anderson Silva, not prime Anderson Silva. Now look, Anderson Silva's now doing I think he's gonna fight one of the Paul brothers, Logan, or in a boxing match. I don't know. That's just whatever. Good for the Spider, Anderson Silva. But anyway, Uriah Hall's coming off that. Uriah Hall does have a 3.5-inch reach advantage over Sean Strickland, and he's fighting out of Tiger Schulman's Mixed Martial Arts. I looked through their roster of professional fighters. I think the only one within his weight class or 10 pounds of is Lyman Good, but I don't know. I didn't hear it from any of the cappers. I don't follow him on Instagram, so I don't know who he's training with, but I know he's training out of Tiger Schulman's Mixed Martial Arts in Elmwood, New Jersey. Tapology said he's fighting out of New York City. Elmwood, New Jersey is North Jersey, so I guess he could be living in New York City and traveling. I don't know. But he's fighting out of Tiger Schulman's. Okay. And he is the plus 180 underdog here. It did move just slightly. It was a plus 175 I have written down. So it moved up 5 points. That means money's coming in on 23-3 Sean Tarzan Strickland. Sean Tarzan Strickland comes in off win against Christoph Jocko, unanimous decision. Then before that, Brendan Allen, TKO Brendan Allen, round 2. Brendan Allen he was off that night. I had picked him to win too. Sean Strickland, yeah, he took my money that night from me. Before that, he had a win against Jack Marshman, so he's on a little bit of a tear himself. He's got a 1-inch height advantage, even though he's lacking in the reach by 3.5 inches. He fights out of Team Quest. You know who else? Ashley Yoder, but I mean female, I know. But another person out of Team Quest that was supposed to fight on this card that was taken off early though, was Smiling Sam Alvey. He got rescheduled to fight Wellington Turman August 28th, so good for Smiling Sam Alvey. Sean Strickland, Tarzan. He's whoa, what else do I have to say about him? 30 years old, so he is the younger fighter here. 30. Uriah Hall's 37. So those guys that are ageist, you know who you are, the ones that take age into consideration when it comes to these fights. This is middleweight, 185 pounds. It's not like a lower weight class. It's towards the upper weight classes. And they're saying the higher the weight class, the longer you can stay in your prime. Like heavyweight, you can still compete after 40. But down at bantamweight or featherweight, it's really difficult as the older you get. 185, I think 37 is still good enough to compete at a competitive level. Okay, let's. They have a common opponent. Christoph Jocko, Sean Strickland. That was his last fight, and he had a unanimous decision in Christoph Jocko. When Uriah Hall fought Christoph Jocko, that was in 2017, so it was quite a while ago, but he knocked him out, second round. So if you want to do MMA math, which I don't, I take it into consideration, but I don't really, not really, it's just, I know it's there as info, go to the info. It's there as info, but I don't really use it as any stance. But anyway, if you're one of those MMA math guys, Hall knocked out Jocko. Strickland, it went to unanimous decision. It went to the all 3 rounds. Okay, let's see what these cappers have to say. Starting with the favorite, we've got. Start with Dave. Dave is saying Tarzan Sean Strickland's gonna swoop in off his vine and win a decision. So we've got dogs and locks taking Strickland by decision. Then we've got, I might as well just keep going up the list. E-Money also taking Strickland, but boycotting the UFC to watch Bellator, which this Bellator card is pretty good this week too. And he's doing the watch along with Bellator this week rather than UFC. I don't know, he's very spiteful, this E-Money. He's upset this week because of this card. And he's like, I'm not one of those guys that like all fights. He's like, I'm going to be straightforward with you. I am very disappointed with this. Whatever, E-Money. Stop your crying. I'm just playing, bud. Don't get all butt hurt. Okay, MMA Prediction Guru. Also taking the favorite here by TKO for Sean Strickland. Round 3. And then we've got Community MMA, Chris Cross. You can see how this is going, guys. Is it going to be a full Kappa consensus? I don't know. We'll find out. Community MMA is saying, Chris Cross is saying by decision. Yep. And Vlad, UFC Celebrities and Classics. Also taking Sean Strickland in this contest. However, we've got contrarian plays, and who are they? They are Newsome, MMA Play 365, taking Uriah Hall. And we've got What's Going On? Bleed, rounding out all the cappers, and taking the Uriah Hall, the underdog, plus 180 underdog, to beat Strickland. He did, I think it was Bleed, it was either Bleed or Newsome. One of them said that Hall has the best leg check, like leg kick checks. And look at what happened with Chris Weidman, you know, so I'll take that for what you will. Me, man, this is a very tough fight for me to predict. Hall is getting very close to that double-digit loss area, and Strickland is 23-3. I don't like the value, the 2-1 being the 2-1 favorite. I think the odds should be a little tighter, just a little bit. I think maybe he should be like maybe a minus 160, something like that, and Hall should be like a plus 140, somewhere around there. That's just me though. But I'm gonna take Uriah Hall. I mean, I know he's just coming off that weird win against Weidman, and then he beat up an old Anderson Silva. He's coming off those, but still, I'm gonna take Hall here. Take the plus money. Do I gotta circle it? I will anyway. I think he's gonna get it done. Man, yeah, I don't know. This is tough fight. I might have to switch my pick because Strickland is good. He's 23-3. Man, I don't make my picks. Yeah, I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna go to Strickland. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I think I'm just upset with Strickland because he left a sour taste in my mouth of what he did to Brandon Allen and lost me money. Brandon Allen was my lock of that card too, and he just upset me. But rightfully so, he's good. I gotta give him it. So I'm gonna take Strickland, flip-flopped. Strickland, I think he should probably get it done by decision. I don't think he's gonna, you know, take out. Finish Hall, I think he's gonna win by points. But man, now I might flip again. Hall does have the 4-inch reach advantage, so I'll stick with Strickland for this parlay anyway. Stay tuned for tomorrow where I do the live stream with BC Dave, where we're gonna go over this. After I watch the face-offs and weigh-ins, I may change my picks on all these fights. Who knows? I might flop them on all. Like I said, this is a weird card. There's not really. I do have a couple confident picks, like Rafa Garcia. I'm very confident with that pick. And I do have a couple more, but we'll discuss that tomorrow when I'm in the live stream. I don't want to give away too much info now. I want you guys to tune in for that. So anyway, to recap, time check. To recap, I've got Jared Gooden beating Niklas Stolze by decision at plus money. Then I have Gloria de Paula beating Cheyanne again by decision with her the Gloria hole. And finally, flip-flop back and forth, but I'm gonna take Sean Strickland, Tarzan, to swoop in and get the decision victory over Uriah Hall. As for now, until I might change it after weigh-ins, but I'm locking this parlay in as soon as I get off here. If I can parlay this one, the odds. BetOnline's funny. Sometimes they don't let you parlay the short notice fights. So anyway, gather the info, place those bets, and cash those tickets. I appreciate you watching. Give me that thumbs up. I like that a lot. Subscribe if you haven't done that. Share it with your friends. Hit the bell if you want, because I do make videos just about every night. I take off Saturday and Sunday. But anyway, good luck on these. Oh, fill the comments too. I love the comments. I read them all. Even the trolly ones, all of them. If, you know, YouTube takes them off before I get a chance to on some of the real trolly ones. But anyway, good luck on these bets, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow during my live stream.